Okay, welcome back. Now, let's look at editing the page. So I'm going to click on the opt-in over here, the funnel step, and I'm going to edit. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I only want to mess with one. Delete that variation. I'm going to edit the page. Okay, so first you are going to want to replace these. So basically, in Clickfunnels, to change a block, basically there's sections, there's rows, there's columns, and there's elements. This blue thing right here is a row and allows you to put columns in there. When you hover over this and you see the light green, that's a section. That's just a larger container for everything. These individual things that are orange are elements. So what we're going to do is click on the element and see how it went to blue. That means we can edit the copy. So we're going to put your clinic. And then again, I clicked on it once. When it's orange, that means I can change the settings. I clicked on that little wheel there. It allows me to change the font size. I can change the color. I wouldn't normally leave it red, but then I can come to advanced, and I have all of these options here. You really don't need this for this funnel, but this is where your options are. And then the logo. So this is actually an image. So you want to click on the gear. And then over here, the image settings. So we're going to click on this little icon here. And let's go ahead and put this little guy in there. So I just clicked it once. Shows it right up here that that's the one I've selected. And I add the image. Now it's huge. So I'm going to go over here and just play with the image width. Let's make it 200. Whoa. 200, hit enter. That's small, but it's still too big. Let's hit 100. That's too small, so let's try 150. There we go. Okay. Now there's a little bit of a gap between these two, which I think is going to be okay. But if you want to change that, usually I go to the bottom element. Notice how when I rolled over it was orange, so that's an element. And I'm going to scroll this over. See how this moves it up and down? It's the top margin. We'll probably use that a lot for spacing. So we are going to leave that as is. Now we want to change the video. So we roll over the video till the orange pops up. And then we click settings. Now we just, basically you're going to create your own video, upload it to YouTube, and then you paste the URL right here. Now this is a tricky thing about Clickfunnels that will drive you bonkers if you forget, is that, and maybe they've changed it, but I don't think they have. If you copy and paste, or if you paste into this space with the mouse, it will not save it. And sometimes you won't realize that until the funnel goes live and none of your links are working properly. So be sure to use your keyboard controls, which on a Mac are Command V to paste, and on a PC it's Control V, as in Victor, to paste. So, word to the wise. Now on these funnels, we leave autoplay on, controls are on, branding, I like to turn the branding off. I don't need the YouTube branding on there. And I don't block the pause. It's really annoying to the user. You can just leave these settings as is because they're already good to go in the funnel. Just be sure to change out the YouTube URL or else you'll have Brady talking on your shiznit. So let's scroll down. I'm going to edit the text down here. So we're going to scroll down to the date. That's the first thing that needs to be changed, unless you want to change this other stuff. Just when you roll over it, it is orange. It's the element level. Then click it once, and it's going to be on the text level. And then just highlight it and change the text out. If you want to change the size, just click on that gear over there on the right, and then you've got all your stuff over here to change. Again, you want to change the address, just highlight, and there you go. Scroll down, change the phone number, change the date again. Now you're going to want to change the button. So the button right here, just click it once, and then we show the orange level. Roll over it there. That's the element level. Click on the settings icon. Now you want to set the action for every button. So sometimes a button is going to go to a URL. So you would just click this, paste with your keyboard, paste the URL in here, and then I always open to a new tab or window so they don't leave where they're at. Sometimes you can go to the next step in the funnel. Sometimes I rarely ever use these two at the bottom. In this case, we are opening up the pop-up. And we'll look at that in a second. Sometimes you could just submit the form if there was just a form on this page, and then it'll automatically go to the next page once it submits. So we're going to look at the pop-up. To edit that, we roll up here to pop-up, roll over, and then click Show Pop-up. And again, just like we edited the page. Now if you want to add more form inputs here, this is a form input. Basically you add, let's make a new one. So we're going to roll over, and to roll over and add something new, you just hover in the middle there and you'll see this plus sign. And then you've got all these options over here. So you can do bullet lists, headlines, sublines, paragraphs, images, on and on and on. Audio players, you've got podcasts. But we're looking at inputs. Oh, also you've got navigations, icons, price tables, image list, all kinds of good stuff. Comments from your Facebook. So let's scroll back up and we're going to do input. Let's just say you wanted to add, we've got their name. Let's just say for some oddball reason you want to add their address. You'll hit input type. So basically I just added it in, and notice how it's got the red warning there. It says nothing set. So I come over here to set it. I go to input type, click the drop down, and then let's say we just zip code. I would not make anything like that required. Now you also need to change this here so it shows what it is. So we do zip code. Notice how it changes over here. Now it says zip code on it. The spacing's not right though, so let's go back to the settings. Just click the gear icon, and I'm just going to scroll it down a little bit from the top margin there, and notice how, yay, it looks good. Is there anything else in here you need to mess with? No, not really. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete that. So I'm going to roll over the element, go to the trash can, delete, and it goes back to normal. Okay. So when this button is clicked, it submits the page, which means it goes to your email. But we haven't told this funnel what email to go to. So let's go ahead and just click out of that. I just clicked on the outside page. And roll over here to settings. We're going to click integrations. And right now it says it is not connected. So let's go ahead and, now I do have a MailChimp set up to this. This is my account. But we're going to use Actionetics in this scenario. If you had Aweber or MailChimp or something else that is integrated here, you could add it in under your account settings, and then it would pop up over here. So we're going to go to Actionetics. Now I can select an action. In this case, I'm just going to add it to the list. Now I just select the list to add. So let's just put it on a waiting list. And let's say you forget to create the list. Open up a new tab. Log into Clickfunnels, just basically copy or right-click, and you'll be able to start up a new tab that has Clickfunnels in it. Create your list, so you don't have to step out of this page, essentially, is what I'm getting at. Create your list, then come up here, refresh list from the API, and then it'll show your new list down there. Okay, so click out of that. Now we haven't saved this in a while, and actually that's big. So you want to make sure this green check mark is here under integrations. It means that this is connected to an email list. If it wasn't, then all of the emails that were submitted won't go anywhere, and that wouldn't be good. So let's save it. And we're going to go back to settings because this is really important. You want to click on the SEO metadata. If you don't, then whoever clicks on this page and whenever it's imported into Facebook, it will show Brady's information. So you want to change this out to your information. All of it. Keywords, just be sure to put your city and town in there. Change the name. Add an image, usually your logo or your face. Okay. Save it again. And if you are installing a Facebook pixel, which looks like this right here, this is a Facebook pixel, then you would copy and paste it. I'm not going to do that. Be sure you change this because it has Brady's pixel in it. And if you don't change it, it will show up on his Facebook and it'll screw up your campaign analytics. So be sure to change this. So basically I would just highlight all of that, paste with my keyboard. Goes under footer code. I don't like to put things under header code. That's where things break. So let's just go ahead and change that. It's kind of a geeky computer code thing, but footer code is where you put this stuff. Okay. Background, let's say we want to put a photo in there. Just see what it looked like. Basically all I did, oof, that didn't look good. So let's change that out. Let's do this. Okay. All I did was roll over settings, select background, click image, click the long parallel or long vertical image, and it added it into the background. And we have dots. I wouldn't actually leave that, but let's just do it for now. Okay, I think that is just about it. We've got everything we need. Now, one thing this does not have, and this will get you banned quickly on Facebook if you don't have it in there, are your privacy settings. So you want to make sure that is at the bottom of everything you have linked to Facebook. They are cracking down on this now, so you want to make sure it's in there. So what I do is I save a footer, and this is a tutorial for another time, or go to the help section and show how to save a section. So I click on my sections, and here's a footer that I have saved because it's going to have links in it to privacy, to terms, to disclaimer, and in this case to request an appointment. So I saved that, and all I did was drag and drop it into the bottom there so that I don't have to go through and create this and add in new links every single time. So that's a big deal. You want to make sure that that's in there. Anything that's front facing that's going to be on Facebook, you don't necessarily have to have it on the lower level pages, although you should, but it has to be on those landing pages. The last thing you want to do is get banned from Facebook. Alright. Lastly, we are going to edit the thank you page. That's my dog painting in the background. So we're just going to swap out the logo again. I just clicked on the element level in the orange. Then I add the photo. Click it once, it shows up over here. Add image. Oh, okay, so I did that wrong. So I did it on the background. Was in the right space. Oh, what the? Oh. I'm having a brain fart right here. Okay, so now it's deleted. I don't know where that other image went. Add that in there. Okay, that's good. Oops. So I believe what I did is I added the photo on this level. Yep. So what I did is instead of doing it on the element level, which is the orange level, I added it on the row level, the column level, sorry, which was the blue, which you don't want in this case. And that's why it was so weird and it was so wonky and in the wrong place. So I just went and deleted it, and it's good to go. If you want to change your steps, you do that there. Change your copyright. It's not 2014, it's 2017. And again, if you want to add that footer in, let's just go ahead and do it. Add a section, click that. Find my sections. Here is my footer. Drag it to the bottom. And then that's a little too much. I'm going to just take the column level and hit the trash can. So I just don't need that on the thank you page. Same with that. Trashed it. I'm going to get rid of this divider as well. Done and done. My company. Okay. Save it. Step out. Now we're going to test it. So always go to the opt-in. I do this before everything, all the time. Before I put a link in an email or in Facebook or whatever. So basically I just copy and paste it. You can do it from over here too. Just right click it and it'll send you. I go to, always do these in Chrome. Install Chrome now. It's the browser you want to use for development. Go to an incognito window. I click on these three dots. Pull up an incognito window. Paste it. Hit enter. What this does is it allows me to not have to log out of Hey Brady. To not have to log out of my Clickfunnels dashboard to test the funnel. If I tested it on the same tabs that are open over here where I'm working, and if I just open a tab here, it's going to give me the normal access because I'm logged in. If I go over here to incognito, it thinks that I'm a new person from somewhere else because it masks the IP addresses in the history. So you want to test from over here. Right? It all looks good. Test the buttons. That works. Test the other button. That works. And then in here, in incognito, I will enter a test email, phone number, and make sure that once I sign up, it kicks me through to the thank you page properly. And then probably should have deleted this because these aren't active. So, all right, looks good. So that is the fast version of Clickfunnels. How to use your funnel. Be sure you click on automation and change these emails because it's easy to forget that even exists. If you don't do that, whoever signs up for your workshop will get a bunch of emails blasted out with Brady's information in them. So please be sure you change that. You can just open them up and swap out pictures and logos and names to make them yours, but just be sure they're changed. Okay, and that's what I've got. Hope this helps, and feel free to shoot me questions on Facebook. Thanks.